Hello everyone. Let's start our chapter number 4 of our first history book of class 12, that is Thinkers, Beliefs and Buildings. So today, firstly, we will be starting with the introduction of this chapter. In this chapter, we will be going on a long journey. We'll be talking about thousands of years, reading about the philosophers and obviously their attempts, how did they understand the world that they inhabited. Now, if you see figure number 4.1, this shows you a sculpture from Sanchi. These type of pictures can come in for your board examination as identification questions. Now, we will also be talking about in this chapter various ideas that were compiled as oral traditions or taken from written text, as well as how they are expressed in architecture and sculpture, or what all things the architecture and sculpture of various buildings tell us about the past. Now, after that, we'll also be talking about the influence that these thinkers had on the people, and will be focusing on Buddhism, as it is very important to remember that this tradition did not develop in isolation, and there were several other traditions that are engaged in debates and dialogues with the others. Now, the historians, to know about the past, have engaged themselves in various sources, in the study of various sources in detailed manners. So, to reconstruct the past, they have deeply studied these resources. To reconstruct this exciting world of ideas and beliefs that include Buddhist ideas, Jainist ideas, and Brahmanical texts that represent the ideas of different religions and a diverse population, as well as large and impressive body of material remains, buildings that tells us a lot about the past, and also the monuments and inscriptions, how these have actually helped the historians to reconstruct the history. Now, among the best preserved monuments of this time is the very important stupa at Sanchi, on which we will be majorly focusing on in this chapter. Now, let's start with our first topic of this chapter, that is a glimpse of Sanchi. Before starting this topic, let's look at the figure number 4.2, that is on the left hand side of the slide. This figure shows the Shah Jahan Begum. Now, this blue box information that we'll be studying now is from Shah Jahan Begum, who was the Nawab of Bengal and who ruled from 1868 to 1901. And this para is translated by H.T. Barstow in 1876. Now, we will be looking at Sanchi in the 19th century, and it was the most wonderful ancient buildings in the state of Bhopal, and this is at Sanchi. Kankhera, and this is a very small village under the brow of a hill of around 20 miles northeast of Bhopal, which they have visited, and after that this account was written. So they inspected that the stone sculptures and the statues of Buddha and an ancient gateway there. So the ruins appear to be the object of great interest that was to the European gentlemen. There, Major Alexander Cunningham, he stayed several weeks there in the neighborhood, and he examined the ruins very carefully, and he took the drawings of that place and deciphered the inscriptions to know in detail about the stupa and the sculpture there. And he bored the shafts down these domes, and the result of his investigations were described by him in an English work. Now, moving forward in the 19th century, if we talk about, the Europeans were very interested in the stupa at Sanchi, and in fact, the French sought Shah Jahan Begum's permission. They took her permission to take away the eastern gateway, even, and it was best preserved. And it was to be displayed in the Museum of France. That is why they took the permission of Shah Jahan Begum to take it away and to display it in the Museum of France. So for a while, even some of the Englishmen also wanted to do the same, and they wanted to take away the pieces or the sculptures from there, and they wanted to display them into the museum. But fortunately, both the French and the English were satisfied with carefully prepared plaster cast copies, and they didn't took the original one, and the original hence is remained at the site, which is the part of the Bhopal state. Now, the rulers of Bengal, that is the Shahjahan Begum and her successors after Shahjahan Begum came Sultan Jehan Begum, and they provided money for the preservation of this ancient site, because it was very important to be preserved, because it was a very important sculpture. And no wonder then that John Marshall has dedicated his important volumes on Sanchi to Sultan Jehan. And even the Begum funded the museum that was built there, as well as she gave money for the guest house where he lived and wrote the volumes. Now, she also gave money, she also funded the publication of the volumes, and if the stupa complex has survived, it is not a small measure. It was due to the wise decisions that were taken, due to which it has survived. And also, it is very good luck in escaping the eyes of the railway contractors and the builders and those who were looking for the finds to carry away to the museums of Europe, and it had saved itself from the eyes of all those people who actually wanted to destroy it. Now, it is very important Buddhist center, and the discovery of Sanchi has actually transformed the understanding of early Buddhism, and it has helped to understand Buddhism in a more better manner. And today also it stands as a testimony to the successful restoration and preservation, that is, of a key archaeological site by the Archaeological Survey of India. So it is a big thanks to the Archaeological Survey of India that it is being preserved and restored carefully, and still there are certain various preservation techniques that had to be done time to time to preserve such an old structure, to preserve the beauty of the old structure. Now, this figure you can see is figure number 4.3, and this clearly shows a great stupa at Sanchi. And if you travel from Delhi to Bhopal by train, you will be able to see the majestic stupa complex on the top of the hill. Now, when you'll go up the hill, you will be able to see the complex of structures, and there's a large mound and the other monuments that includes a temple that was built in the 5th century. So there are various questions that we will be finding answers for. So first is that what is the importance or the significance of this monument, and what was the mount built, and what does it actually contain? Why is there a stone railing around it? Who built the complex or paid for the construction of this building, and when was it discovered, and so on. These are the various questions that we will be looking into in this chapter. So there is a very fascinating story that we can uncover at Sanchi, for which we must combine the information that we gather from various sources that the historians have studied, that are the sources that we get a lot of information from, that are the texts, sculpture, architecture, and from various inscriptions. So in the next video, we will be exploring the background of the early Buddhist tradition, and we will be understanding in detail about the importance of this monument, about the importance of building of this monument, how historians have studied different types of sources to get the information in detail about this structure. So children, that's all for today. Thank you so much.